Star Time from 1992 was a direct-to-video released film directed by Alex Cassini. It stars Michael St. Gerard as Henry Pinkle, a mentally ill man obsessed with a TV sitcom called The Robertson Family. When the show is cancelled, Henry, feeling lost without it, decides to kill himself. He prepares to jump off a building when a mysterious man talks him down. The man, played by John Ryan, is named Sam Bones.
I thought about putting an end to it once too, pal. And you know what saved me? You. Yeah. You. I don't want to make you feel guilty, pal, but what about them? If you and I cut the cord, what happens to them? Who? Each of those tender, sensitive souls out there who week in and week out experience with you and me the magic of our favorite TV show, The Robertson Family.
This is the basic setup for Star Time. To delve into what it's really about, I'll have to get into some spoilers. If somehow anyone found this video without knowing what this movie is, I highly recommend it if you're in the mood for a somber experience that makes the most out of a low budget. It has cool music, a dreadful atmosphere, captivating performances, and some striking cinematography. Even with spoilers, the product as a whole is a very profound, unique experience. But to really get into it now, the film explores violence in the media and its influence on our society, which even at the time 30 years ago wasn't something new with stuff like Videodrome from a decade before. But this movie does it in such an artful way and is directed by someone with a very strong voice despite the fact he has no known feature film credits before and little since, but more on the director in a little. Our main character Henry lives a life so sad I don't even think he's capable of comprehending. He wanders the streets at night all alone. We never get clear glimpses into his past, but the fact he's obsessed with this sort of Partridge Family, Brady Bunch type show indicates he longs for a family connection, something that was missing in his own childhood. Maybe there is abuse involved, we don't know. But something led him to being a wanderer with no occupation, no friends, no place in society, with that last part being particularly important to how his actions in the film play out. Henry only has one person to possibly call a companion, his social worker named Wendy, played by Maureen Teefy, wife of the director at the time the movie was made.
No, I don't need that now. I'm a hero.
Well, heroes tell their friends when they're unhappy.
I couldn't go on without the Robertson family, and the only person who understands that is Sam. You know why?
No.
Because he's a show businessman, that's why. Just like me.
Wendy had left town to meet a potential romantic interest, so Henry left her a videotape saying goodbye before he went to commit suicide.
It's me, Henry. They canceled the Robertson family, so I'm dead now. But you can see me anytime you want, on your TV.
She doesn't find out he's still alive till halfway through the film, and all that time until then, Sam Bones has been having his way with Henry.
Hey, Henry, no, it's all right, it's all right. Let it all out. Well, your buddy is here.
It's nature's way. A few must suffer for the salvation of many.
Sam gives him a mask and a hatchet and convinces him to be a star he'll have to go on a murderous spree. Henry has no grasp on what's happening, but he doesn't want to hurt people, so after breaking into some stranger's home, he gets stage fright and returns to Sam without accomplishing their goal. Sam says they're going back to the building where Henry was going to kill himself, so Henry reconsiders, and after being fed some lines, he returns to the house to go through with the deed.
I just felt so sad for them.
For you. You felt sad for you. They had nothing to do with anything.
I'm so sorry, Mr. Bones.
So you gotta stop this, Henry. You're sad for them, sorry for me.
No, I mean, I'm sorry I couldn't do it.
Henry, if I had the charisma, I would do it myself.
If I do this thing...
Thing? This is art, Henry. Art, emotion.
Will I be more? Will it make me...
This heroic deed has the texture of sainthood. There are no words to describe what you will mean to people, dead or alive.
And I love the way this scene is shot and directed. There's a slow buildup of tension as we explore the empty house. Henry sneaks up on someone sitting at the kitchen table, and when they turn around, it's him. This could mean multiple things. The way I see it is it's Henry killing the final piece of himself that had any attachment to or was cognizant of the real world. He raises his weapon, and that's the last we see before it cuts to Henry, alone in the audience of some game show, crying while Sam tells him of all the fabulous prizes they have to offer, stuff, things, material possessions, things that our culture recognizes as signs of success that actually have no long-term value. There's some gore later on in the film, but we never actually witness the killings, which is why this isn't just a slasher film. After the initial break-in scene, there's a montage of news footage covering the murders, done in a very realistic way. We see the spread of carnage and panic that is continuously perpetuated by the media. The baby mask killer is on the loose. You may be next. Violence. When will he strike next?
Police are asking for your help to find the man who killed so viciously with what is apparently a hatchet or an axe. He allegedly wears a baby doll type mask.
This is a sad tale of someone with a troubled past who lacked guidance becoming transfixed by what he sees in the media. Henry wants to be on TV like his favorite family was, and committing horrible atrocities is a sure way to achieve that. Eventually, Wendy, still unaware Henry is the culprit of this reign of terror, wants to meet this enigmatic Sam Bones, and Sam wants her out of the picture. That's as far as I'm gonna go into the plot. The film is literally perfect to me. It was the best execution, no pun intended, of what this concept could be in my opinion. The only unfortunate thing is there's just two specific shots in the film that are pretty goofy and kind of embarrass the actress playing Wendy. That kind of stuff happens when you don't have money to shoot take after take, but literally besides like 15 seconds of the overall movie, it's flawless. One thing I'd love to know is how this film even came to be. It had home video distribution, but I want to know what the budget was and where that money came from. It was produced by the director himself and a woman named Megan Barnett, who's listed as a producer on a couple other low-budget direct-to-video films. The budget definitely couldn't have been much, but it was enough to have a decent production. It has music made specially for the film, stunt doubles, an art department, sound department, makeup department, associate and assistant editors, etc. Like, there's a lot of people listed in the credits for such a low-key film. The director Alex Cassini is a bit of a mysterious guy. He mentions on the commentary that he dropped out of school very young and that as a teenager he knew Andy Warhol, who even offered him the chance to make a film, but having grown up sheltered, he didn't really understand the opportunity at the time and turned it down. My point is, based on the type of circles he seems to operate in, my guess would be he raised the money from other artist friends in the entertainment industry who were willing to invest, but who knows. The film premiered at Sundance and was even nominated for the Grand Jury Prize, yet it just had no buzz around it upon its release. The director also mentions on the commentary that he felt the film was mismarketed. I could only find one VHS release, and its cover definitely advertises it as your typical slasher film, which was a very dead genre by 1992. At that point, we'd already had our last Elm Street film, and the most recent Friday the 13th movie, Jason Takes Manhattan, was the lowest grossing in the franchise at that point. Where I feel Star Time would have fit in perfectly was HBO. Had this film had repeated viewings on television free of censorship, I know it would have built up a solid fan base. It was released on Blu-ray and DVD by Vinegar Syndrome in 2018, and as of me writing this in 2023, 5 years later, they still have them in stock on their website, meaning people obviously aren't clamoring to get this film when they really should be. It's worthy of a Criterion release in my opinion. A 4K someday would be amazing. To describe Star Time in 5 words, I'd say tragic, dreadful, hypnotic, creative, and clever. Even just the opening credits strike a nerve with me with the beautiful eerie music and distorted imagery. It just personifies how I see the world. This underappreciated character piece filled with social commentary is worthy of being studied and watched repeatedly, so go get the fucking Blu-ray right now.